practicing law?
6 years.
It was Widener University that you attended?
School of Law, correct.
School of Law, and graduated from there in 2003.
3.
In the 4 years you've been assistant DA, how many trials have you?
I've handled over 1,000 cases. In the past 3.5 years, I've had 12 go to trial, jury trials, and I have a 99% conviction rate when they do go to trial.
Probably there are any of those 12 that we would recognize as being, big cases.
They're all important to me, obviously. Billy Perigo was a homicide case. That was the beating case over by King's College. That was one of the trials that I handled. But aside from that, I had a home invasion case in January and a drug case in January as well. I had 2 felony trials in January. The home invasion case was out of Hazleton. It involved our victim was a mentally disabled 24-year-old, lived on his own, junkie, looking for some money for his next high, broke into his house, beat him up, held him there for a couple of hours, and basically robbed him at that point. We convicted him in January. And the other one was a delivery case up here in Wilkes-Barre City.
Can you take me through, just so I understand a little bit more about your background? You graduate in 2003. You start as an assistant DA in 2005?
July, yeah.
July 2005. How does one go about getting that job? Is it something that you...
Application. I filled out an application. I'd applied for the job under Dave Lupus, and I don't know exactly how it came about. I would imagine that someone notified me that there may be a position available, and I applied, and I had an interview, much like we're doing here today with both Dave Lupus and, at the time, first assistant Jackie Carroll. We sat down, had an interview, and was hired that way. I had previously interned for Dave Lupus after my first year of law school, and you'd have to ask him, but I think I did a pretty good job. I showed a lot of interest in the office and what they do, and I think he liked that about me. He liked my enthusiasm, my fire.
And you also operate your own practice?
Correct.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Zola Law Offices, small office. It's myself and my secretary. In that office, I handle, it's a general practice, so I do some family law stuff, custody, divorce, child support. I also do real estate, some personal injury and work-related injuries as well. Through that office, I'm also a solicitor for both Banks Township and East Union Township.